Significant historical factors that have influenced education in the United States. In the early years of public education in the United States, that is the mid 1800s, education was focused primarily on creating equal opportunity for students of different socio-economic backgrounds. Educators believed that they could create a fair and equal society through public education by providing all American children with the same access to public education. Their belief was that poor children would have a better chance of escaping their socioeconomic status if given access to the same teachers and resources as wealthy American children. While in its early years, the American education system centered around the goal of uniting young Americans under the same set of moral values, under the belief that it would foster a nation free of crime and violence. During the age of the Industrial Revolution, education took a turn towards an emphasis on training the American laborer. Public education as preparation to enter the workforce began during this era in American history, as the growing industrial machine began to demand more laborers. This era of American history also coincided with an increase of immigration, which greatly impacted the role of the American school. School began to view students holistically and care for their needs in this way. School was no longer just a place to gain an education, but it was an institution that taught you about life, health, and family, and even provided for your physical and social needs. This era of history is when our education marks the beginning of school programs, such as cafeterias, lunch programs, extracurricular activities, and playgrounds. The most significant historical factor in the mid-late 1900s was the Civil Rights Movement. Desegregation in schools, as well as the cultural shift to see multiculturalism as a strength, greatly impacted the culture of the American education system. During this time, our education system began less ethnocentric in its approach to teaching history, as we began to see history through the lens of all Americans and not just white American Christians.